Hello, this is RICKY, the Android Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Android Weekly / Android Q&A, where we go over all the latest topics that happened during the week. Now, we are testing out the new system for Android Weekly, so please let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions, if the sound is off, if anything is going on that you guys can't make out. Please let me know because I'm testing this software out for the first time for live streaming. So, hope you guys like it. I, for one, love the quality of it much better than my webcam. So, hopefully, this will be the way we can film from now on. Thank you guys for joining me on a Saturday. Basically, again, if you didn't see the video I did yesterday, we are not going to be able to have Android Weekly tomorrow. So I just wanted to come in and give you a special episode today so that we don't miss out on a week. So yeah, let's get right down to it. And the biggest news coming out right now is definitely that we now have confirmation for the camera of the Galaxy S7. This was a leak that happened on Phone Arena, and it's a pretty big one. Basically, what we see here is that we see at a Samsung, what it looks like a presentation that Samsung was given internally. Whoever got that is probably going to be fired now. Basically, just showing the evolution of what the S5 had, what the S6 has, and now what the S7 is going to have. So we get confirmation that it will be the upgrade Exynos processor, or the Qualcomm 820 processor. So the 820 will probably be in the US, and Exynos will probably be everywhere else. We will still have a 5.1 1440 display, but the big two things that we now have confirmed here is that we now have confirmation of a 12 megapixel bright cell camera. Now, why is this so important? Well, for one, this means it's going to be a lower megapixel camera. And that's pretty important, obviously, because a lot of people still believe, that megapixels are what reigns supreme in a camera. It's not true, but it's going to be a uphill battle for Samsung to clarify that. So I really think that it's going to be interesting that it's going to be a 12 megapixel camera. And the other big thing we have here is that we have confirmation of 4 gigs of RAM. So this will be the same amount of RAM that the Note 5 and the Edge Plus have, so really happy about that. But it will be a 12 megapixel camera. Now, if you don't remember, we talked about bright cell technology when Samsung introduced it a few weeks back. They announced the technology itself, and bright cell basically doubles your low light quality in low light settings. So I think this is a good trade-off for having 12 megapixels and just having the best low light out there. If this is what Samsung wants to achieve, I personally am fine with it. Let me know what you guys think. Would you rather a 16 megapixels that the S6 had, which was, again, one of the best cameras of the year by far, or would you like to take the next step up and get a 12 megapixel bright cell, which will give you a lot better low light photos? Please let me know in the comment section down below. We also get leaked press images, and these press images are pretty interesting. You want to know why? It shows the S7 and the S7 Edge, which we come to expect. But then when it shows them side by side, we see a difference here. And this is pretty dead on because of the fact that this most likely will be Samsung's announcement date. It will most likely happen on the 21st, considering that MWC is on the 22nd, and they typically announce the day before MWC. So that's pretty dead on. This most likely is from Samsung directly. But if it is, you see that it really just stands out in terms of what we're going to see here. I mean, you really have just a very distinguished size difference between the S6 and the S6 Edge. And this is kind of interesting considering a couple of things. One, we did see that with Samsung, we have the ability right here to have a S7 and S7 Edge Plus without the Plus name. this could be a bigger phone, but just without the name. And I believe that's what we have here, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. Let me know what you guys think. I, for one, kind of like this. I feel like, if you get rid of the edge display and just have a plus size Samsung S7, but it's not called the FN Plus, I think that's great. I think this is a good solution. And I would be quite happy with it. I would personally not get the S7 then. I would get the S7 Edge personally. But I'm curious what you guys would think. This, I think, is worth the $100 difference. Get a better screen, or sorry, bigger screen. Get a better battery. I'm all for this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Now, in the next two news, it looks like Samsung is really trying to make 2016 the year it brings everything to Apple, actually. So we have two bit of news on that front, that it plans to bring almost every single app that Samsung has available to Apple. Now, we know they're going to have the Gear Manager come to it, so that one is coming already. And suddenly I think we talked about this last week. Yeah, I think we talked about this last week. So they're bringing every app, which I think we talked about last week. But really, the main thing is that they're also going to start making hardware compatible. So we're going to see basically hardware be compatible with it as well. So the Gear Fit will also be compatible with it besides the just the regular Gear. And in other news, we also have the Samsung, just the R&D spending of 2015. And here is where you really see something quite unique. So in the top 20, you can see a lot of the tech companies out in the market. Samsung is number 2, only to Volkswagen, which surprisingly Volkswagen's been it every year. Samsung has spent $14.1 billion. Intel has spent $11.5 billion. Microsoft has spent $11.4 billion. Google spent $9.8 billion. Amazon $9.3. And down below at number 18, Apple has spent $6 billion. I think this is a really great indication to see of who's going to really innovate over the next few years, and why I have felt for a while now that Apple will not be it, simply for the fact that they are just not investing a lot of money into research and development like other tech companies are. I mean, you have tech companies spending 50% more to over 100% more in research and development compared to what Apple spends on. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that research and development is important for bringing out new products? I personally do, but I'm curious what you guys think. And the last bit of news this week is that Samsung has announced their Classic and Rose Gold pricing on Amazon, at least. And from what I've been told, yes, it will be about this price point, and it's going to be $450. Now, although it says it ships in 1 to 2 months, I do believe it's going to ship quicker than that. It's just mainly going to be a posting of this until the new phone comes out, which I believe the new watches will be released at the same time as the new phone. So yes, I think that's what it's going to come down to when it comes down to the new phone and the new watches coming at the same time. $450. Is this worth it for a platinum or rose gold? Now, they looked amazing at CES, I must admit, but I don't know if I would personally spend that much. All right. Now, let's get to the questions that were asked during the week. Again, if you have a question you would like to ask, just please email it to me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com, and hopefully I will answer it next week. Now, this week we had a couple of questions emailed to us, so let's get right to it and see what they are. So we had some questions from overseas, so I do not do good with names, so I do apologize for that. Nidra, I want to say is your name. I'm sorry to bother you, but I can't figure out how to select, how I selected not to be able to set a password of swipe or none. It's grayed out and it isn't an option anymore. Please help. Well, here's the thing. What I believe happened was that you either downloaded an app, or possibly if you have a work email on there, what happens is they do not allow you. The encryption level basically needs to be at a certain level, and swipe or none is not an adequate level. So that is why you would need to change it, or you cannot change it rather, for this reason. Um, Now, to after uninstalling apps that do it, you can put it back so you can have it. And I'm trying to remember what it was. So let's see. Privacy and no. Accessibility, accounts, backup and reset, storage. Haven't done it for a little bit, but I did do it before. Hmm. Ah, so so what you would do, hopefully you'll be able to see this. Haven't tested out how this camera does this yet. Let's see if we can make that better. Okay. So you would go to in lock screen and security, you would go to other security settings, and then from here you would clear credentials. I don't have credentials in here, but you would if you had changed it beforehand. So that's how you would fix that to allow you to once again have none or swipe on your lock screen. All right, Adakin, Adakinli. I hopefully I pronounced that right. So I have a Note 2 and a Tab S2 8.0, and I want to link the devices like Apple ones do when you can respond to text messages and call on either of them. Is there any way to? Oh, so that's the first question. So yes, actually, you can do that. What we have seen is that basically for the Tab S2 and the and the Note 2, you use something called side sync, and that will allow you to seamlessly mirror your Note 2 on the Tab S2. However, if that's not exactly what you want to do, side sync is a bit more, it drains your battery a little bit more and connects it completely. But if you just want more text messages per se and not phone calls, you can just do something called the Mighty Text. Mighty Text will have it on there as well, and then you can do Mighty Text tablet. So you download Mighty Text on your Note 2 and Mighty Text tablet on your Tab S2, and then you will have the ability to take all your messages from your tablet that are from your phone. Makes sense. All right. So yeah, that's gonna be the answer for that one. And then Chris, sorry, Chris. I don't know why I said Charles. Chris, is there any way to minimize how hot the phone gets using the Gear VR? It seems that my phone overheats quickly. I cannot truly enjoy the Gear VR the way I would like. Well, I would say it depends on the version of the Gear VR you have and the carrier of the Gear VR you have. So, as I've gone over this a couple of times on our weekly show, actually, is that you always want to have Samsung Smart Manager on if your carrier is one of the carriers that has it. Not all carriers do, and I understand that, so you might not be able to have it, but that will, of course, make it much better. So what this will allow you to do is actually to make it so that you don't have all of these apps running in the background while you're using it. Another good thing is obviously to disable things like GPS, and if you're not using Bluetooth headphones at the same time, disable Bluetooth headphones as well. This will make it all better in terms of what it is. Yes, I can read the chat. I can read the chat right now. Sorry, I just saw that question for it right now. I was so yeah, so that will help you to minimize the overheating for the Gear VR. Don't get me wrong, it will overheat over time, but I mean, I have now had it on my Edge Plus for a while now, and I can go hours without it overheating. So really, it can work fine. I've done a total of 4 hours before it overheated on a plane ride, so that was great. All right, let's go see what you guys have the questions on right here. So we'll get to it. Can you do some videos about the NVIDIA Shield tablet and so on? You don't have to, but I'm just suggesting. Um, yeah, Eric, I do like the Nvidia tablet actually. I just I haven't gotten a chance to get to really like the mid-range tablets and other devices. We've gotten caught up in phones over the years. We really have. I mean, for those of you who remember when we started off 4 years ago, we only reviewed tablets. We didn't have phones. So that was definitely different at the time being. So yeah, we we will try to do more tablets this year, but it's just a matter of finding the time to do it, getting the time to do it. I mean, really, we have a couple of weeks. We're reviewing a few accessories right now. We got some great ones from Tilt actually right now. I'm in the process of this new sleek battery charger that has quick charge, and then also this quick charge car charger from Tilt where you can have two fast chargers plugged in. So I can supercharge my Note 5 and my Edge Plus with fast charge right away. So really good stuff coming from some accessory manufacturers right now. I just built my computer too, so I'm still getting the hang of everything on this new computer. I'm still finding everything I want to set up. So yeah, just a lot of stuff coming down the line. We just have to get it, and plus I have to do my giveaway. I'll probably announce it tomorrow. I will announce it tomorrow morning, the giveaway. So stay tuned for that. We will announce the new giveaway tomorrow morning, and stay tuned to find out how you can win a bunch of free stuff. So yeah. All right. Ricky, I currently have the Note 4. Accidentally hit enter. Oh, let me ask you the full question. Okay. Um, Ricky, I currently have the Note 4. My sis asked me if I would like to take over her iPhone 6s Plus 64 gig. I've never used an iPhone. Is the iPhone 6s Plus a huge upgrade from the Note 4? No, it's not a huge upgrade. The battery life on your Note 4 is better than the 6s Plus. The camera on the 6s Plus would probably be a little bit better than the Note 4. Um, but it's just a difference. It's a different operating system. I mean, it depends. If you like customization, obviously iPhone is not going to be the best for that. Will the iPhone have its perks? Yeah, if you're into the Apple ecosystem. But if you're not into the Apple ecosystem, I would feel that coming from a Note specifically would be harder to an iPhone 6s. And that's just my personal opinion. Um, what phone do you have? Currently, my phone of choice. Now, I always have two phones, so keep that in mind. But my daily driver is the Galaxy Note 5 64 gig version. That is my current daily driver that I use on a daily basis, and I switch off between the other ones. Right now, we're reviewing the Huawei Mate 8, so we are currently, this is my second phone for the time being, and then I switch off again between different ones. So yeah, I'll always switch off just to experience every phone there's on the market. Um, do you know the date on the G5 release date? I uh, I would bet the LG G5 is going to go head to head with the Galaxy S7 release date, simply because they're trying to go head to head with them on the announcement date. The announcement date or the announcement couple days will be about the same time. So if the Galaxy S7, as we just saw from the leak, is really revealed on the 21st of February, then it would seem that the release date that we talked about last week of March 11th would work for the Galaxy S7 launch. Now, my guess is that LG would try to go head to head with Samsung for the same launch date. I think it's a mistake for them to do that, but I would assume that that's what they're going to do. And if that's what they do, well, then it'll be March 11th. So March will definitely be the launch date for both devices. I expect an early launch, and March 11th looks like to be the date. And March 11th is a Friday. So yeah, the second week of March, get ready to get some new phones. And I can't wait to play with both of them and try them out and review them for you guys. All right. I have the Note 5, and I had some reason my phone sometimes says my SIM can't be read and has to be restart. Any ideas on why this is happening? It could be that it's loose in the SIM tray. You could try turning off your phone, taking out the SIM, putting it back in, just to make sure that it's flat completely and it's not moving around. But other than that, it could be something weird. So yeah, it could be that it's bad actually, that it just has issues. It just has some issues on it. So that's what it could be. Sometimes there is a bad SIM card tray. Sometimes it just does happen. But my guess is just try taking it out, putting it back in, seeing if that fixes it, if you haven't already. The reason why I say to turn it off, by the way, is because your phone will reset itself if you take the SIM card tray out while the phone's on. S6 Plus is a downgrade from the Note 4. Well, thank you, Justin, and always thank you. What's up? Used to hang out with you back in the day, man. Nice seeing you always on the comment section. I appreciate it. Yes, I do read the chat. Hashtag S7 excitement. I know, right? Which one is better, the S6 Edge or the S6 Edge Plus? The S6 Edge Plus is better than every way than the S6. The S6 Edge Plus has 3 things that's better than on the regular Galaxy S6 Edge. First, it's obviously a bigger screen. So instead of a 5.1 inch screen, you have a 5.7 inch screen. So it has a bigger screen. That's first. Second are the more important things. First, you're going to have a much better battery life. You have a 5 hours more battery life on the S6 Edge Plus versus the S6 Edge. So that's pretty important to a lot of people. A lot of people always want those pictures. Sorry, I read a comment. A lot of people always want to have a longer battery life. So obviously it's going to be very important. The second main part of this is that, the third part of that is you also have much more RAM, so it doesn't slow down as much. The S6 Edge has a lot of issues because the Lollipop as an operating system is horrible, and it has a RAM issue. Because of that, the S6 Edge Plus, I hate these fucking names, the S6 Edge Plus having more RAM is a big deal, and for that reason, it really stands out. So yes, the S6 Edge Plus is going to be a much better device than the S6 Edge. Lino, you were saying, like, oh, I just hate how software updates aren't as quick and everything like that. And I always understand that, right? Software updates, yeah, you don't get software updates as quickly. But here's the thing. iPhone 6s Plus can't do split screen. Your Note 4 can. So things like that I always make a point to say, just because, like, you say, yeah, you're not going to get software updates as quickly, but you already have better updated software than things that are 2 years ahead, So you really do have better software than things. That's what my always point that I make when people say, like, oh yeah, but you don't get updates. I'm like, what the fuck did your update do? Really, what did your update do on the iPhone? What, it changed the color? It did nothing? Like the last OS update, it did nothing? What? Yeah, because the iPhone one really didn't do shit. So it's really like, so who cares if you got an update? It really didn't do much to your phone. So at least I'd rather have a software update that's huge and it's big. Marshmallow is not a big update, it's just a patch update. So it makes a difference. Can you do a review on the HTC Desire 626S? I've thought about doing it on the Desire. It was out during one of those times where we were like, oh, maybe we can do a video on this. We never got around to it because, when we wanted to do it, it was the holidays and everything was going on, and it just seemed like everything was going on. And for those of you who don't know, I'm getting married this year. I'm getting married in September. So I'm going through a lot of stuff with that as well right now. So it's been taking up a good amount of my time, as you can expect. So yeah, I haven't had the time for a lot of these products that I would love to review. but just haven't had the time to review all of them. I do not believe we'll get to the Desire 626S, unfortunately, now, but I will do my best to review the next Desire. Should I upgrade from the Note 3 to the Note 4 or Note 5? How good is the Note 3? The Note 3 was an amazing device for its time. I mean, it won the best phone of 2013 in my channel. It completely was the best phone at that time. The Note 4 was a substantial update in terms of just OS quality. It was much better. And the Note 5 is even a better update. The Note 5 is a huge speed demon compared to the Note 3. You don't have any kind of stuttering, lagging, or anything like that. So the Note 5 would be better in every way than the Note 3. So my recommendation would be to get the Note 5 out of those. However, wait till the S7 announcement. I mean, although you might never like the S series, you never know what they're going to announce that makes you want to possibly get it. So that would be my advice. I would personally wait till then. You're not going to get the Note 6 coming out till August, so you have plenty of time till then. But if you had to get a phone right now, I would get the Note 5. I wouldn't get the Note 4 just because, as you see, you don't get the latest software updates on a phone that's older. But that would be my advice. Sorry, lost a couple of... I bought a Samsung MicroSD card and it rated up to 48 megabits per second. The actual speed is 40 read and 21 write. Is it slow or counterfeit, or is it pretty typical? It is typical. You will never get the maximum speed, and also it's rated up to 48, which means that, yeah, up to being at optimum levels, right? But second, that's the read speed, not the write speed. The write speed is always slower. And 21 sounds about right for the write speed of that. It was probably rated at 25, up to 25, or maybe even 28. But yeah, that seems about right for the write speed of it. Now, if it's going to be, how good is that? That's another thing. I mean, memory cards are up to 150 now, but the 48 one is good. If Samsung brings back the microSD card, though, I don't know if that will be good enough. We'll have to wait and see. Do you have images of the S7? Yeah, if you actually go to the very beginning of this live broadcast, we did have images of the Galaxy S7. After it posts, try watching it later, maybe like an hour, and see, and we did have images of the S7. I already closed everything out, so I don't have them right now, but we did have images of the S7. Let's see. What do you think about the S7 design? I mean, it's almost, if not the same design as the S6 series. Yeah, it really is. But this is everything that we've heard from the beginning. That, look at the S4 to the S5. It was a very minimal difference in terms of design. But also, who doesn't like the S6 design? I mean, it's really liked by a lot of people. So I think it's a great design, to be honest. But I understand for those people that, like they wanted something new and stylish. It will most likely have, from everything we've seen, it will have the curve backing that the Note had. So just like the Note has a curved back, the S7 will most likely have that same curved back. S7, is it going to have Force Touch technology on it? Yes, but they won't call it Force Touch technology. They'll call it something different. But yeah, it'll have the Force Touch technology style. So yeah, it'll have that. I guarantee it. Hi, Ricky. I lent my Tab S to a friend, and when I got it back, the screen is rotating in the opposite direction. Do you know how to fix it? Check in developers options to see if they've messed up anything in there. If not, I don't have a tablet with me right now, unfortunately. Mine is in the other room. So I just don't have one with me right now. I would say do that though. Try it out, see if that works. Check the developer options, or turn it off the developer options, see if that fixes it. If not, you have to download something like Galaxy Help. That's an app from Samsung that can do a diagnostic test to see if your gyroscope is correct. Surface Pro 3 review, please. I did a review in a sense for the Surface Pro 3, but I just called it the Surface Pro 3 the best tablet of 2015. But that was a review in a sense. I just basically went over all the best parts of it, why it stood out, and why it was the best. So yeah, the Surface Pro 3, it is my current tablet. I still do have the Galaxy Tab S2 right now, but I really just find myself using the the Tab S2 less and less, because even with movies, even though the Tab S2 has a better screen, I'll use the Surface one because it's a better ratio. FU Samsung for the 4:3 ratio still. So yeah, I love it. I just love it. 1 gigabyte isn't much more, but definitely better than 3. 4 is better than 2. Yeah, I mean, you have to understand, like, it just, because Lollipop has such an issue with RAM, that 1 gig is so much of a difference. Just because Lollipop has such a RAM issue, the Edge, for instance, slowed down to a crawl compared to the Edge Plus that still doesn't lag. So yeah. Do you like the Caseology case that you have on your phone? I was thinking about getting the same one. I love the Caseology case. I actually really do. They're probably I don't know if I would say they're my favorite or my second favorite. I would probably say second favorite. I love the spec case that I've always kind of talked about being my favorite, which is a grip case. I like this one because it's slim. So for certain mounts that I want to put on the cases, I can do that with this, and I can't do it with the grip because the grip isn't flat. So I can't put like a magnet in here on the grip one because it won't stick. But whereas this one, it will stick. So I like, for that purpose, the Caseology one's really great. It's like a pleather style on the back, and then you have like a metal finish on the top. So really nice case overall. I like it a lot. When do the Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge get Marshmallow? I swear, guys, I have not had 1 week this year where you guys have not asked me when this phone is getting Marshmallow. Samsung fucked up, and they were supposed to have Marshmallow on every device they had by now. Not one device has regular Marshmallow. There's beta Marshmallow out right now, but Marshmallow, from what I heard, is getting slowly released right now in Korea, which means that, again, we're not getting it for a while because it's usually a month after they get it. And if we get the S7 coming out in March 11th, like we discussed last week, that EviLeaks tipped, then that means that we're not getting it till after March 11th. So right now, the best thing I can say is your Notes and your S6s and all those things will get it probably end of March. Your Note 4s, your S5s won't get it till May, or yeah, most likely May, to be honest. So setting the expectation because Samsung fucked up. Okay. I need to change my YouTube name because this is getting ridiculous. Oh. Man. Got it. You need to change your YouTube name. Well, YouTube is very particular about you changing your name on YouTube. You do have to basically email their support, I believe, in order to change your name. Like, I am trying to actually change our URL. For those of you who've been following over the past couple weeks, I had long discussed about changing the channel name from Ask the Android Guy to RACKY, the Tech Guy. And as of right now, it looks like that might go through. I've been in talks with YouTube for a little while now, and they understand the reason we would do it is because we want to expand to other products, such as virtual reality is coming out this year, and I want to cover that, but it doesn't really tie in with mobile. So we would basically just change the URL of this channel, so all of you guys would stay subscribed. It would just be a change URL. So hopefully we'll get that to happen, and that's what we're working on right now. And I'll keep you guys posted on that. When is the Note 5 update coming? Copy paste discussion I just had. Can't find the answer. It says anywhere, Ricky. I'm getting the call disconnected glitch on the LG tones. Can't find a fix. Apparently, it's common with many Bluetooths. It's driving me nuts. um, yeah, Justin, I haven't seen that problem for my. I don't have tones, but my fiance does. She has the Infinums, and she has had it drop at times, but never just disconnect the call disconnected. Even though apparently, like you said, it's a common problem. Um, Try doing this. If you haven't already, try downloading the LG Tone app. It's only supposed to have obviously the ability to basically do the equalizer and do your voice commands and all that stuff, but possibly it might give it a better connection too. If you don't have that already, try downloading that, and then try even unpairing it and repairing it after you downloaded that app, and see if that helps. The wallpaper option on the Note 5 where you can make the wallpaper so it doesn't drain the battery. Oh, um, so what you're talking about is where you go under wallpapers, and damn it, I don't have that. Okay, unfortunately, mine doesn't have it because I have a launcher on my phone. But basically, when you would go to a wallpaper, the wallpaper section, there should be something right on here that says something wallpaper. I forget what it's called. But it's supposed to be like animated, so it's popping out 3D like. And you just disable that, and then you will have a longer battery life if that's disabled. Um, Thank you, Ricky. Love my Note 3, but yes, S the 7S. Congrats on the upcoming wedding. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that, man. Um, do you think Samsung will improve the edge screen on their phone? Yes. I think it was about 3 weeks ago we saw what Samsung was bringing to the Edge display, and it was a lot more features. It was basically like you swipe, and you got not only you got 2 rows of apps, you got controls. There was a lot of more things. There was like about 5 pages worth of stuff that you could do now instead of the 2 pages that it had before. Um, I want to even say 6 pages. It was a lot of stuff. We'll find out obviously when it's announced, but yeah, there are a lot of things coming to it. Would you buy the Note 5 or the Nexus 6P just for updates alone? Great question. It depends on the person. It depends on the person. Um, I would say the Note 5 for me would be the better way to go. Simply for the fact that I like Samsung's interface and the ability, especially to have split screen, more than Marshmallow and the Nexus 6P updates. Um, Again, a clear indication of yeah, of like, well, you put these two together, and the Nexus 6P is going to get a lot faster updates. Yes, but the Nexus 6P with Marshmallow still can't do split screen. They'll finally have it on Project N, which will come out later this year, but I have to wait till that comes out, and I don't want to wait. So I rather have split screen now, and that's one thing that I still just can't believe Android doesn't have in general. So personally, I would say the Note 5. However, if you look at the top 10 list, and we did a side-by-side comparison between the Note 5 and the Nexus 6P, check out that video. But if you look at that comparison between the two, it really is, they're both top 5. I think the Nexus 6P was the top 4th phone of the year or 3rd phone of the year, so it was high up there. Yes, the other one did beat it, but it was still great overall. Did you get the update for your Note 5 where you can see people type their texts like an iPhone? Mine has always had it because I turned on enhanced messaging. So anyone else with enhanced messaging, uh, I can see when they send a message. But that's what it is. It's enhanced messaging. It's a feature that only on a few carriers have. I want to say T-Mobile and AT&T, but I could be wrong. But you have to have a carrier like that that actually supports enhanced messaging. Enhanced messaging also allows you to send huge files, like you can send a gig video without it downgrading the quality. Is the S7 gonna have micro SD? That is a big rumor right now that it will have micro SD. All signs point to yes, but we'll have to wait and see. If I had a guess, I would probably say yes, but who knows? I'm new to the OS upgrades. Do phones get upgrades? Let's say from Lollipop to Marshmallow, for instance. So here's how phone upgrades work. Unfortunately, carriers are the problem, and it's manufacturer's fault for letting carriers have this much power. So here's the thing: what happens is carriers will tell you that hey, or sorry, a manufacturer like LG, right? LG will say, hey, RG4, now we want it to have Marshmallow. We tested it, it's perfect. Let's put Marshmallow on it. That doesn't go to the consumer. What that goes to is the carrier. So the carrier now checks it out, tests it with their network for a week, a month. It really is their discretion. And because of that, it takes a long time for you, the customer and the consumer, to get that update. This is different, for instance, from a Nexus or an iPhone because they just give it straight to the consumer. So there's no delay. This is what the issue is on Android, what most people don't like about Android. And that's what upgrades are. Again, I think manufacturers should go tell carriers to go fuck themselves and just push the update directly to the consumer. But they're not doing it. So yeah. Let's see. Doing a great job, Ricky. That's why I'm so hesitant to get the Note 5 because poor updates from Samsung. Absolutely, and I understand that, right? Like, it definitely makes sense that you don't want to get a phone with bad updates, but yeah. By the way, Kim Jong-un is North Korea, not South Korea. Good try, though. Stream went down right when you were reading my question. Damn it. Now I have to rewatch for the answer. I don't remember what your question was, Justin. Yeah. Oh, Verizon has enhanced messaging too. Good to know, Justin. Thank you. I'm sure you're not just saying that. Do you think Samsung will ever make a Google Nexus? I do not believe currently right now that Samsung will make another Nexus phone, simply because Nexus is a platform for up and coming manufacturers or manufacturers that need a push for help. So what do I mean by that? So a manufacturer like LG got the gig because they were struggling and they needed a push to show they could do a good quality phone, which they did with the Nexus 4 or Nexus 3? No, Nexus 4. They did the Nexus 4 and they did a really good job with it, right? So they had that. Then the Nexus 5, they did that one as well. But then who needed help? Motorola needed help. So they did the Shamu, the Nexus 6. So they did that one. And then, okay, well, Huawei is getting pretty big. Why don't we support them? So they made Huawei the Nexus 6P. If I had a guess who's making the next Nexus device, it would be HTC or Sony, because those are two manufacturers that need help right now. So I would bet one of those two would do it, or it could be Huawei again, or it could even be someone like Xiaomi, who hasn't entered the US market yet, but again has a lot of potential. I wish Samsung could do something different for screenshot because apps like SC, it's annoying to take a screenshot. SC, I'm not sure what you mean by. I can't think of what SC is right now. I don't know. What is SC? Let me know in the comment section down below. Um, to take a screenshot, you can do two ways actually on a Samsung phone. You can do the home power button way, or you can do the swipe way. So that is the two ways to take a screenshot on your Note. If you didn't know, that's two different ways to take a screenshot. Um, Snapchat, got it. I, believe it or not, do not use Snapchat. That's probably why I couldn't think of SC. I do not use Snapchat. I know every one of my friends use it. I just don't see it. I see Snapchat as like something, if I was single, I would use it kind of thing. I would definitely probably pick girls that way or something like that. But I don't know. I've never needed to use Snapchat. A lot of my friends do it. I just never cared for it. I get it. I get the appeal. I just don't get it. It's not for me. Uh, Thanks, Ricky, for your input. In the grand scheme, the Note 5 has 20 to 30% more power. Also, the build quality is exceptional. Yeah, definitely is. Um, so meaning if I stay with the Note 3 for another year, I will jump from Lollipop to Marshmallow. Yeah, if you stay with it for another year, you'll probably get it. But yeah, no, Samsung, again, Samsung has really dropped the ball with this particular update, and they have not done a good job of updating it. So yes. I'm using video chat on the Note 5. Is there other phones I can use video chat with? Video chat is compatible depending on the carrier, so the carrier has to accept video chat. So Verizon, T-Mobile do have video chat over their phones, but currently I believe only the S6 and up from Samsung have it, as well as I think the Note 4 got an update that has it depending on the carrier. And who else has it? I'm not sure. I think the V10 might have it, but very few phones do have that. So it is very minimal right now, because the carriers are doing this, not manufacturers. So it has to. I mean, well, carriers are supporting this, and manufacturers have to make it to support it. That's all. So yeah. What is the S7 camera confirmed? We talked about it at the beginning of the episode, but basically it will be a 12 megapixel bright cell technology camera, which just means that it's going to have double the low light capability of any current smartphone on the market. So you'll be able to get amazing low light, but it will be 12 megapixels instead of 16. So we'll have to see how Samsung spins that, because don't get me wrong, I don't give a shit about megapixels really, but it is something that will get a lot of people's attention when it's a lower megapixel. It's going to be an uphill battle for Samsung. Is YouTube your full-time job? No, it is not. I can't wait till it is one day. Till you guys keep spreading the word about this. Till you give me a like, thumbs up. Give me a like, thumbs up right now. Just do it. Just do it. It helps me out. But yeah, the more and more, basically, the way I keep getting views, the way I keep getting that, YouTube could be my full-time job in 5 years. I don't see it before then, quite frankly, but we'll have to wait and see. Are there any newer versions of the Gear S2 coming out this year? By the way, what's the difference between the 500 Gear S2 and the regular ones? The difference between them is that you have a rose gold plated 18 karat gold and a platinum plated Gear S2. That's it. That's the differences. They are plated. They are not full platinum and they're not full rose gold, but they are plated, so it looks nicer and it's going to be less scratches on it and everything like that. So yeah, that's why they're more expensive. Is there going to be a Gear S2 coming this year? No, there's going to be a Gear S3 coming this year, but it most likely won't come till August, the same time the Note series launches. So that's when we'll probably get the next one. So I don't know about the home button. I have the S5. Is it possible to do it with the home button can you please show a presentation on your phone turned on? Yeah, so to give you an idea, how you do a screenshot with this phone. Let me just... So you can see it. Just going to hold the power and the home button. And there's a screenshot. So power, home, that's it. And yes, you can do that with the S5 as well, so no problem on that end. I can screenshot swiping on the Note 3. If I can, I don't know that feature. Yes, you can do it on the Note 3. I believe you could on the Note 3. I could be wrong, but I on the Note 4 you definitely could. I forget which phones had which features nowadays. It's been a long time, especially because the S4 is when it added like 20 features, and none of them are useful anymore. Like none of them are there anymore. Well, like 4 of them are, but yeah. My wife's Note Edge can do it. We're on T-Mobile. Oh, okay. So the Note Edge can do it. That makes sense because the Note 4 can do it as well. So the Note Edge doing it makes sense. Was hoping they decrease the megapixel count for low light performance. Thanks for the info. Absolutely. I'm glad I can help. Will there ever be a 4K smartphone? There already was. Sony had one. It just really wasn't 4K, and yeah. The Z5 Premium was technically a 4K screen. It's just on almost no screen did it display 4K, except when you watch a 4K video. 4K display is just, we need to get the battery a lot better before it gets to that point, because, yeah. Wow. Just gonna remove that comment. And then we'll just block this user. How about that? Sometimes you just gotta block people. What can I say? Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to clear some of this crap. When do you think VR will become mainstream, if you think it will at all? Well, let's see here. This is the year of VR. 2016 is the year of VR. We have Oculus Rift coming out in June. We have the HTC Vive most likely coming out maybe like a month or two later. The pre-orders start next month. And we have PlayStation VR that'll most likely come out in the holidays and announced at E3. So this is the big push for VR this year. This is the big year for VR. Whether it'll stick or not is a whole nother story. I think it has a really good chance of becoming popular, but I think it won't gain as much till either the holidays of this year or next year. As when there's more content created for it, then you'll be able to. But otherwise, no, it won't do it. First phone with that feature is in gesture settings. Note 3, I mean. So Note 3 should have the swipe capture as well. Thank you, Justin, for that. Can you do a video showing the apps you use and recommend? I did do a video like what's on the Android guy's phone. I don't remember when I did it. I want to say it was 2015 though. I want to say it was 2015. It might have been later, but I did do what's on the Android guy's phone. Search it on my channel, and I do have all the main apps that I pretty much still use to this day. What are you expecting from the Note series this year? When are they going to be rumors or something about the Note? By the way, thanks for the screenshot tips. I was amazed. So yeah, with the Note, I do believe we're gonna start getting rumors about it in May, June. We'll start getting rumors about it because it'll be released most likely in August again. But yeah, May, June. I would say that's a good, probably indication of when we're gonna get it. Yeah. What to expect from it? I don't know that. First, we have to see what's going to be on the S7. Then we'll see what's going to be on the Note. All I know is they better put that IR blaster back. I'm going to come for you, Samsung, if you don't put that IR blaster back on my Note. I want it. Give it to me. What do you expect from Android N? Will it reshape Will it be reshaping of Marshmallow or a full new thing? Um, I do believe Android N will be a subtle update, and the reason why is because they're pushing it out really quickly. The announcement for Android N is going to be in, when is it? March, I believe. We have it on the channel. Google I/O. No, I do not have it on my website yet. Never mind. Um, I want to say it's like March or May or something like that for Google I/O. So yeah, that's when it is. Um, on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rate the Gear VR? Right now, I would probably rate it a 7. And the reason why I'd rate it that high is because the price point is just, it's amazing. I mean, $100 for what you get is really good, in my opinion. Especially because I travel. So I can't wait to travel. I'm traveling in 2 weeks to Chicago. I'm just going to be posted up with my Gear VR, with my headphones, completely off the plane, basically, not paying attention to anything that's going on. So I love that. I really do. So that is a lot to me. And so that's why I really would rate that high. But yeah. Um, Regarding VR, how can Android showcase VR based on products or OS ops? Well, that's what Google's going to talk about in their next Google I/O. They're going to release their own VR headset besides Cardboard. They're going to release that at the Google I/O this upcoming March or May or whenever it said it was going to be. So yeah. What are the flaws of the Gear S2? There's only one flaw of the Gear S2. It doesn't have enough apps. That's the main flaw of the Gear S2. If it would have more apps, it would be the perfect smartwatch. But it doesn't, so it's not. Um, you were talking about battery life. What are your suggestions for better battery life on the S6? I get max 13 hours without using the phone. That's pretty bad. Check out my how to improve your battery life on the S6 for really details. Basically, you want to uninstall the built-in apps or disable them so they don't run in the background. You also want to run Smart Manager if it's available on your carrier, which is not on all carriers. So those are the two quick things I can tell you that you want to do. After Z, what is next? That's curious, right? I mean, God, how many years will that be? I mean, alphabet's 28 letters, so yeah, we got a while before it hits Z. So yeah, it's curious what it'll be. Nutella. um, what will N be? What will Android N be? I think you guys have some funny things, but yeah, I don't know what it'll be. Ricky, my girl's 5S after factory reset is not turning on. Prior to the shutdown, she was on a call. After the call turned off, it won't turn on. Give it some time, and then try to turn it back on after a day or so. Sometimes like something might have happened or something like that. It needs to drain all the way down its battery life, and then it'll turn back on. So yeah, try to leave it alone for like a day or so, let it drain, and then try charging it and see if it works. But yeah, obviously if it got wet or anything like that in the past month or so, it could finally take effect now. So that's always important to note. People always think that like, oh well, it's been fine and it dropped a while ago. That drop can take time to affect it. Same with water. It doesn't immediately damage it. Sometimes it takes a while to damage it. Um, will it come out with more? Will they come out with more apps for the Gear S2? Yeah, they keep coming out with more apps for the Gear S2. Samsung is doing it, but it's just slow. How do you know Android is sweet? The name is all operating system after sweet things. Bump. Um, when is the S7 being released? Just got on. We talked about this last week actually. EV Leaks said that the S7 would be released on March 11th in the US and in Europe. So that's what we're looking at right now is March 11th. Whether that's true or not, we'll see. If you watch this again later, you can see that the images of the F7 that we revealed earlier today said that the announcement would be February 21st. So that seems about right for an announcement and a launch. Did you say 28 letters? Did I get that wrong? Look, I've been out of school for a long time, right? I forget how many letters there are on the alphabet. I could be wrong. Did I really get that wrong? I could have got that wrong. Damn it. $26. Shut up. Found out myself, okay? Shut up, Jeremy. Let's see. Have you heard of a cover where you put chips and it's more like battery life, flashlight, and yeah, Project Aria. That's from Google. I'm not a big fan of it, but yes, that's coming out at some point. Lenovo is supposed to make the first one, as far as I know. What is your opinion about Windows phones? Pros and cons. There's not many pros. There's just really not that many pros. Windows phone is a mess right now. It needs so many updates. It's trying to save itself by saying, "Oh, well, it's in the beta." It's not a beta. It's horrible right now. Cameras are always great, but the quality has just gone completely downhill. She was getting, unfortunately, not working consistently. Why is that? It's hard to tell, man. It's hard to tell why it wasn't working consistently. If you can get it turned on, you can see, you can try the Samsung Plus app. That's when a Samsung technician remote accesses your phone and tries to help you figure what went wrong and what they can do and what they cover in their, what they can do to fix it. So try that if you can turn it on. What is your favorite app or apps you like on the Gear S2? I think I did a video on the top apps for the Gear S2. I might be wrong about that. But what apps do I like the best? First one is FidMe. That allows me to do my barcodes. So I can go to Starbucks, Best Buy, and AMC and use all my barcodes there. Guys, we're already at an hour. I just saw the clock. Yelp, I do use 8-Ball, Magic 8-Ball. Like I just do like to do that here and there. Uber, I use every once in a while. ESPN app, I use a lot. That's to check out all my scores. So I use that one a lot. I just got camera control. Haven't used it on there. Calculator and tip calculator. I've used those. But yeah, that's all. That's what all the apps. I don't use anything too fancy smancy. S6 or S6 Edge. S6 Edge for an hour longer battery life. Do you know anything about the G5, or is this modular rumor I'm hearing about? It will not have a modular change or anything like that. You might be able to take out the battery, but that's about it. But no, the G5, it's going to have, it looks like it's going to have 2 cameras or maybe 1, but it's going to have side buttons now. And yeah, I'm really curious to see where it's going to go. Opinion on the best Android Wear watch. The best Android Wear watch is the Huawei watch. However, it's the most expensive, and I don't know if it's worth the price. I would personally not get an Android Wear watch till they update the OS again, because for me, still not being able to answer calls on it is a big thing. That is going to happen first on the Huawei watch, though, that you will be able to answer phone calls from your watch with the Huawei watch first. And is it true that Android 6.0 update is releasing in February or March? For which S7? The S7 will come with Marshmallow, but we don't know when the rest of them are getting it. Alright guys, I'm going to answer these questions and then that's going to be it for today. So the questions that are currently on there are the ones that I will answer, and then I'm going to have to let it go because I have to get going. I want to see a movie tonight so I can do a review on my movie channel tonight as well. So let's see. I'm still watching your playlist on the Note 5. Is there any other tips you forgot to mention? No, I mean that was a lot of tips on the Note 5. Can't think of anything else at least right now. Sorry, the unfortunate example of Facebook not responding message. Why is that? I don't remember what the first part of your message was. Oh, sorry. Unfortunately, for example, Facebook is not responding messages. Why is that? Not sure. Try uninstalling Facebook and reinstalling it, or disconnecting your account from it, and then re-signing in your account, and see if that helps. How are you finding all these things on hidden features? Oh my god, hidden features, I go through it. So just give you an idea. When I get a phone, like I've gotten a phone, and sometimes Samsung has even invited me to like conventions or whatever. So I go to the convention. When I get their phone, I am on it for hours. Like I don't go back. Like I'm in the lobby, like, or well, not necessarily in the lobby, but I'm always like somewhere like in a corner. I'm like, I'm gonna one fun day forget it and leave it at a bar, right? For those of you who remember the leak on that. But I just go on it for hours, and I'm just like trying to figure out everything there is to know about the phone, and that's just the way I am. I have to know everything about it. I have to, and that's me. Like I've always been that techie person. Like so, I have to know everything about it. And the great part is then I can share it with you guys and find out crazy things that no one would ever think to look at. Ricky, do you know the name of the charging app when you put your phone on the Qi charger? I'm not sure what you mean by charging app. There is a circle blue ring on the phone that indicates it's charging. That's just the phone itself. It just, as soon as you put it on there, it, yeah, it lets you know that it's charging by that circle. That's just built into the OS. I don't think you can disable that if that's what you're looking to do. Um, Windows Phone sucks. Meant Windows for a computer. I love Windows for a computer. I'm on Windows 10 right now. It's my first time trying it out. Still not sure if I like it more than 7. Huge upgrade from 8. I would never have upgraded to 8. But I just built my computer and I have it on there. My movie channel is on, if you go to the Android Guy YouTube channel, it's actually one of the featured ones. It's the Mainstream Movie Guy. And I'll be doing a video on that later today. Gotta go to the last questions. When you discussed best system security apps for Android and files, which ones did you suggest to download? I don't really like security apps because I don't use them personally. Um, uh, the reason why is because if you don't download from a third party, like black market app store or things like that, you're not going to get a virus. But if you do download from those, that's when you're going to get a virus. Uh, all of them are a dime a dozen, to be honest. I prefer if you have like the Smart Manager, or LG has one too. Most of them have a internet security program that comes with it. Use that one. Don't download a third party one, in my opinion. And if it's just adware, use Air Push Detector or New Air Push Detector, and it'll find out the ads that are coming across. Sometimes it's ads and people get freaked out because they think it's a virus, but it's not a virus. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Please give a like, thumbs up down below. It really helps me out, as always. Thank you guys for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.